Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Expanse. We're at Ganymede. I'm excited to see Ganymede. Even the little glimpse we had of it in the last episode got me really excited. So I'm very much running out of time towards the end of the year in my life at the moment. So my plan is that I'm going to sit down and record the last 4 episodes of Season 3 in one day. Or over this weekend. Which means there may not be quite as much of a pre and post discussion. It depends on how much I want to say, I guess. But yeah, the next couple of videos might be shorter, feel a bit different. I don't know, they might feel exactly the same. But I'm going to try and knock these out reasonably quickly today, and then probably we'll go on a bit of a hiatus at the end of Season 2 while I move and do whatever that transition period happens. So, bear with me. That's about all the housekeeping needed to be said, I think. I will still be posting these videos weekly, so they will still come out at about the same time, so you probably won't notice much difference, but I'm gonna sit down here and record all of these videos today. So, with that being said, I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to see Ganymede, because I think it will be a fun set and a fun environment. Yeah, I'm excited to see, because last episode kind of set up a lot of stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing that kind of thing come to fruition and the fallout of that become more obvious. Right, anyway, that's enough blabbering. Let's just get into this episode and watch it, shall we?
It was the right move. I keep telling myself that.
If we do,
she doesn't sound very convinced.
I'll figure out a way to live with it.
How many people have you killed?
And Strickland's not dead or missing, which is good.
It's a useful thing to have, the directory like that. Ew. Is that growing from there? Oh right, they look like pipes, but no, they are pipes. Okay.
This is where I used to work.
Oh wow, that's changed quite a lot then. Oh, I love that echoing the shot that was a couple episodes ago when we were introduced to him.
The MMC trains their people to believe they're invincible.
I love that outfit.
Unacceptable option.
I feel like I haven't gushed over her outfits for a while.
You really fucked up in there, Gunny. Bobbie, truth and fact are not the same thing. It's true because you need it to be true. Sorry, you're under restrictions now.
The interesting comment about truth and fact not being the same. She's trying to prove she can do it. I love the effects of, like, how they're showing the effects of, like, how she's seeing it. She's breaking out.
Well, we did find traces of various plant material.
Which makes sense with Ganymede. Now he's looking into it. I feel like he's becoming a more and more likable character. Now that he's not aligning himself with the guy making a bioweapon. But also he could be doing this to try and cover up the proto-molecule.
Growths might have been glowing.
From what?
Correct? Yes, me.
Coward! And you just leave?
You done?
It's got nothing to do with you.
Who's Roma?
He finds people. He's helping me. He's helping all of us.
That doesn't sound suspicious at all.
Things to trade, okay?
That was a great performance, I gotta say. Still is a great performance.
I believe that Ganymede was a test of a new weapon that Jules Pierre Mao is developing for Mars. Based on technology he unleashed on Eros.
That's the closest to the truth we've had for a while, I think.
Because I was working with him.
Oh, now the truth comes out.
You've known for a while.
Did I teach you that?
If I had known what was going to happen
The
on
focus
Arrow,
on
I
this
would have
is
stopped the
fascinating.
project and Jules Pierre Mao along with it, and you know that.
I feel like he's been going in and out of focus. Well, she's completely in focus. I'm liking Salvador a lot more this episode. Ooh, she's trying real hard. Oh. Using the badge. She's really pretty, I gotta say. I was gonna say, I feel like that shouldn't have been that easy once she got into it, but getting into it looks like it took a while. I love how like overexposed it all is. Like everything is just slightly bright. It's great. And I guess the different gravity as well. Oh, the shaky cam. I love the way that they're... Ooh. They make it feel heavy. That was great. They like the sound design and everything on that. You could feel the impact, and you know it felt more than what she's used to.
Plants have no nutritional value. They're air scrubbers that supplement the station's system.
Which means that further down the line, everything's gonna get worse. Ganymede looks like it would be a really nice place to live if, like, when it's not a refugee camp like this. Because I love all the plants everywhere. I would definitely struggle having to live essentially inside all the time. So I think Ganymede has been my favorite place outside of Earth that I would do well in. Obviously not now.
She could die if he doesn't find her. This business.
Ugh.
Back of the line.
Oh, yep. No! Oh, and Holden stopping her from stopping.
What's wrong with you?
Whew. Holden stopping Naomi there was...
Thank you.
See, Amos's method does get results a lot of the time. It may not be the most ethically sound method, but it does get results. Oh, I'm so excited to see Earth. I love the world building things. It's always kind of weird to be outside, because we've been in so many different space stations and whatnot before. But it also doesn't quite feel outside because everyone's cramped together. I love all of the graphs and the things on the
way to the ocean.
pots and stuff.
There's a lot of activity around Sergeant Draper's quarters. Because she's no longer in them.
That is very
Why would she run?
Her outfits this episode have been so good. I feel like they've been slightly better than previous ones, which
Can access our phones
is not an
through
easy
network.
task to do when it
Find
comes
her
to
face.
her wardrobe.
Are we information sharing with Aaron right now?
I'll tell him later.
Why haven't you turned him in?
Because it's still useful.
It's more useful to me outside of a jail cell.
She's clearly struggling with the gravity.
It'll save some of us from dying in the summer when we're forced to drink sewer water.
Jesus.
52 now.
He looks pretty good for 52, especially given the lifestyle I think he's leading.
But everything we've been told about Martians is probably garbage anyway. After all, a bunch of robots with no souls who just like to conquer shit. Oh, and I hear your music ain't nothing to write home about either.
Well, that part might be true, yeah.
Nico.
He seems cool.
Here's what you do.
Oh, where'd he go? Ooh, spooky. That looks quite painful on his head there, I gotta say. That would have been fun to do in makeup.
I would have stopped him before it went too far.
He's justifying himself.
Every shitty thing we do makes the next one that much easier.
I didn't kill him. Not yet. And force them into prostitution. And when they finally get knocked up, they peddle them to Johns who get off on them. After they have the kid, they push them right back out on the streets even before they have a chance to heal. And those kids, they use them too.
Oof. Sounds like that's speaking from experience.
I felt almost relieved.
Are you asking me to tell you that's okay?
I'm nervous about him wandering around alone, but I'm sure it's fine. Ooh. It lit up. He's doing fixie stuff.
Did you notice the Ipomea batatas on the green wall?
I'm sure that I did not.
Right here. The air, the scrubbing plants, what's left of them, will die off.
That doesn't sound very sustainable.
Cascade.
Yeah.
There's only a certain amount of pathways that can compensate for it.
Oh, this is
Actually,
fascinating.
those pathways get overstressed and then they fail. The station's dead already. They just don't know it yet.
Oh, I love the framing on that whole scene. That was great. Is this the Martian music that we were talking about? How much have you been drinking, my guy? Those, like, energy drinks or beer? Does tipping it up like that work when you're, in no gravity? I like how he's keeping his hand on the top of it to keep the liquid inside. Oh, this is fun.
An MCRN priority alert to all vessels into Jupiter AO. Any unauthorized ships entering or leaving the zone will be fired upon without warning.
Uh-oh. That might be their escape route. The ocean. That's a cool shot. Interesting that we didn't get a shot from her perspective seeing the ocean. Oh, here we go. This is what I wanted.
You take it for granted.
You're right about that. Your
This is
people
making me
are on
want to
their
go to
way,
the beach.
So we have to be quick. This is what attacked you and your team, isn't it?
Ooh. Project Caliban. Hold up.
A new type of weapon.
I need to see that closer. Caliban. Protomolecule Phase 4 hybrid. That's terrifying. The fact that we have, like,
type of weapon.
Stats on it? Stats.
So you're telling me that me and my team, we were sacrificial lambs?
Here they come. She's gonna be in trouble. Oh, I loved the world building in that episode. Seeing more of Earth and seeing Ganymede was so cool. I feel like we've spent a lot of the show so far on various different ships and stations, so it's nice to see. I guess we saw quite a bit of Ceres and Eros, but it's nice to see Earth because we've seen like a fair bit of. Because we've seen, you know, important meetings and rooms and governmental stuff, but we haven't seen very much of the normal day-to-day stuff. So it was very cool seeing that and kind of getting an idea of how bad the situation is for the average person on Earth. I also really love how the interactions that Amos and Prax have. Amos just has great interactions with everyone. I very much enjoy his character. Yeah, just that conversation about. I think Amos. I'm just trying to get into Amos's head a little bit and his mentality, because there's very much a sense of, you know, there are some bad people, but I think he also has an expectation of parents where, you know, in the previous episode he was berating Alex, you know, asking why Alex had abandoned his family, and he was also, you know, he was Prax admitted that he felt almost relieved that May might be dead, and Amos was like, "Do you want me to I'm not going to tell you, that's okay." I think Amos has very much a understanding of the responsibility of being a father, and he does not like people who don't meet that responsibility. Probably because, and probably largely influenced by the way his own father let him down, And by the sounds of it, he doesn't even know who his own father was. Which is a fascinating way that trauma expresses itself. That kind of, he didn't ever know his own father. He probably sees his own father as one of the bad people. And so, but he sees people around him who are fathers as needing to fulfill their responsibility. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. They could just be spouting nonsense, but you know. There's also a very interesting us versus them mentality that's shown up more, you know, it's a very pervasive theme in this show, that the danger of the us versus them mentality. Because you had the doctor, I think Nico was his name, on Earth, saying like, you know, we've been told that the Martians are unfeeling machines and yada yada yada. And then Bobbie telling Bobbie telling Christiane that she's the enemy, you know, that very much us versus them. If they're not from the same planet as us, if they're not from the same place as us, then they're the enemy, which is building the tensions in the galaxy and making people focus on the wrong enemies. Very good episode. I loved the cinematography in this one as well. Like it was, there was a lot of really cool shots and framings, and you know, just off the top of my head I can think of like the conversation of Prax and Amos between the trellis thing, where we were just seeing their eyes through the leaves. And then, did I say Alex? I mean Amos. And then Alex on the Rosie with the anti-gravity, in the no gravity kind of floating around in the ship, and Bobbie escaping and falling heavily out of her window in a way that I could feel. But yeah, no, the cinematography was absolutely gorgeous. I also found it interesting that we didn't see Bobbie's perspective of the sea. Like often in scenes like that, you know, if someone is seeing something really dramatic like that for the first time, you'll have a shot of them coming out and their eyes lighting up, and then you'd cut to what they're seeing and it will be this big dramatic reveal, and then you'll cut back to their face so that you can kind of experience the same emotion of awe and amazement. But we didn't really get that with her seeing the ocean. The first time you saw the ocean was through the shot in that tunnel, with a shot of her back. And it wasn't a very dramatic shot. It was just kind of a like, here it is. And I wonder if that's playing into the idea that we are from Earth, so a lot of us will have seen the sea. A lot of us will know what it looks like. I mean, I live like half an hour away from the sea. I can get there in 20 minutes. I live on an island. But we kind of take the sea for granted, so we're not seeing Bobbie's awe of sea. We're not sharing, I should say, Bobbie's awe of the ocean. We're almost being... The audience is almost being cast in the we're taking it for granted role. I don't know if that makes sense or if that was the intention behind the directing of that particular scene, but I found it was a very fascinating choice because I was waiting for a dramatic shot of the ocean, and when it didn't come, it felt like the dramatic shot we got, I felt, was the shot from the ocean looking back to land where Bobbie was sitting on the land. But anyway, that's a aside. That's one of my, I have vague film school knowledge that I don't know if it makes any sense rambles. Hope that does make sense. If you have any other thoughts or comments or behind the scenes, not trivia, then I'd love to hear it. Anyway, yep. I I think that'll do it for this episode. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'm going to go watch that very shortly. But you guys head off, grab a drink, get a snack, take a nap, go for a walk, go and do something that's not on YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.